right, 25, 50, a hundo. Bart now with ace king. Waking up with some hands finally. There's Fox going to make the call most likely with sixes. This is a weird one here for Pierre. Hasn't seen Bart raise too many hands yet. Is now going to take the aggressive path and go 5x. The raise up to 1.5 with, again, a bunch of straddles out here in the mix going up in size. And now Bart gets to play this hand in position with Fox behind. Against all the number of straddlers and the extra money that's built up in this, like, Pierre's just incentivized to go for this move just to fold out some of the hands. And, well, we will get it all in here for the Fox. I think because of the sizing out, Pierre's just going to step out. So we will go ace-king versus sixes. And if we go by default, just say run it once. And it's going to be a flopped ace. 10 ball peels. And, oh, wow, it was actually a set of sixes that was hit by Fox. So Fox going to get the dub and a little bit more. We go here to Bart with some jacks. Fred Flintstone's on the button and he's opting to raise her to 500. So auto 3-bet for sure. I would not expect Bart is going to ever just flat here in this spot, specifically out of the small blind. And that probably will do it. Unless Fred really wants to have some fun. Just, you know, and every once in a while you just gotta get 1.2k in with 8-3 offsuit against Bart Hanson. There's the angel, there's the devil. Tilting on the long wisdom of his neighbor Barney. And here we go. Fred Flintstone gonna play position. Here against Bart, he's got 8-3 offsuit. He's going to flop a straight draw. Bart here with the overpair and a gutter ball. Fred Flintstone here with the open ender. And this is such a confusing spot here for Bart, because you know, as an action player here that could have all sorts of kind of hands, and he will not believe it probably once he sees this. It's going to be a rip by Fred Flintstone. He's got an open-ended straight draw. He has 8-3. That is it. And now Bart being pressured, trying to probably piece together what are some 8x heart, like it could be like ace-3 of heart, or ace-8 of hearts, or potentially queen-jack. Obviously with two jacks in hand, less likely queen-jack. And less likely that he has jack-8. So Bart most likely assumes this is some kind of draw, but this is the best potential kind of draw that it could be on, because any, like, you know, 8-9 of hearts could potentially play it this way. A massive, if the bet size is correct, he's got Bart covered, and he decided, okay, I'm going with this, whatever the hell you have. And he's just got to dodge a jack or a 6. Oh, it's a 6, and it's a heart! Oh, it's so grimy. On the first board, at least, so we are going to get a second run on. It's another 6! And a 10 on the end. What is this world if there's not chaos? I don't know what I just saw. Oh, Bart, that's just brutal. He got it in with the best hand, a semi-draw, and just an open and a straight draw, essentially. And, you know, Bart's got 2 of his outs. There is nothing sicker I have seen in my time than that. I haven't quite incorporated just everything, but we're going to get to work on that. Those Dexarian, how's Bart doing? Not great, Bob. Got in with ace-king at 6s. Relatively small pot compared to the monster that... Okay, we've got Fred Flintstone with jacks. Sammy here with a couple of ladies. Bart right in between. He's got 1 out of each of these players. So Fred, who had previously gotten in against Bart with 8-3 on a 10-9-7 board, for a pretty big pot, I believe. 14,000. I think of the unsuited variety, Bart does have position here, so he has seen all this action on the table and doesn't realize he's actually up against two monsters compared to what he has, so. Bart looking for some run good. Oh, wow, we got action. Queen, Jack. Gonna flop an open-ender. We've got overpairs for Fred Flintstone and Sammy. Sammy also with a queen high. Heart backdoor draw. This could be some trouble depending on who is going to be the player to build up this pot. So, wow, Sammy's not going to be one. Well, Bart somehow get a free card out of this. I don't think Fred is going to knuckle this, though, when check two. The bet of 1.5k, Bart assuredly going to call is... Now Sammy kind of put in an awkward position here as, oh... He's now going to opt for the check raise to 5k. Fred Flintstone here with the overpair. And I don't know how he thinks about poker. I can only gauge from what we have seen tonight. The experience is shocked at how little equity Fred has. Again, you know, with Bart having the other Jack and Sam and no heart in hand. Now Bart here with a decision with a pot that's been beefed up, and he gets to play this in position. So 3.5k to call. Is this worth it? Right now the pot has been built up to just under 12k. So roughly like 4-1 to call, and so we have got ourselves a pot here, $15,300. Sammy here with the overpair, Bart seeking a king or an 8. Is not going to get either one of those. It is going to be the prickiest deuce of clubs. Now Sammy applying the brakes, which is sure confusing with Bart's end as to, okay, maybe like 9's full would not just necessarily barrel into this, so I have a feeling Bart feels like he may just be done with this. Hey, it's going to be an 8 though. Bart makes a straight. Sammy after check raising flop. Checks turn. Bart smashes home the 8 of spades on the end and what is a 15.3k pot, and if the stacks are correct of 8.7, I just expect to just rip all of that right in. But this is, yeah. I don't think there's a bet smaller. I mean, Bart gets a little redemption if there's some hands that have not gone his direction. Is going to push it all in. Sammy suspicious. And because he's not gotten snapped, I think Bart 100% knows he has the best hand. It's still not right out of the realm of possibility. Bart could have felt like, okay, maybe I'm getting trapped. So I guess the only other hands would be just busted heart draws, which, you know, could contain 9x of hearts or any of those numbers. So it's, I mean, that's the most optimal scenario from Sammy's perspective, the kind of hands Bart could be betting worse than. All right, let's carry on here. Kings for Bart now. Sitting here with about 23,500 and Sammy tapping into his revenge range with the 10-4 of spades. He lost a hand. It was a massive pot that he tried to check raise. Bart off of Queen Jack on a 10-9 export. Sammy had queens. So maybe Sammy just sitting there saying like, okay, I see you, Bart Hanson. Okay, we will go 3 different directions. Fred Flintstone calling out of his 100 straddle. Is going to go King 5-4, top set. Bottom pair for Sammy. And only hope there's some backdoors here for Fred Flintstone. And Sammy's going to beat him into the pot. Drawing to literally less than a 1% to running fours is the only way Sammy can win this hand. 3-ball here on the turn. Does not approve anything for Sammy. Bart's got a lock on this. Could fear some ace deuces and 7-6s, but that's a bridge you get to. You cross when you get to it. I expect a turn bet here by Bart. Bart now here with a bet of 800. Sammy could feel like he's beating any ace-x of hearts that is unpaired. Is not a believer just yet. Is going to be a 6 of spades, so one-liner to a straight could maybe cause some caution for Bart. See if Sammy basks in the opportunity to bluff at this. I doubt Bart is folding much of anything. We'll go to showdown, hoping. Yep. Set of kings going to be way good. Now Bart picking up a couple of ladies. Is going to most likely 3-bet here, and we will see if we actually do get to go to a flop. Pierce picked up ace-queen. He's like, oh, how much do you have, Bart? And like, oh, shit, you actually have a lot. So around equal in chips if the stacks are correct. Fairly deep. Pierre can recognize that Bart's 3-bet out of the small blind. Doesn't always have to be premiums, but I wonder what the solvers would say, but they can't say anything. Does Pierre go even one step further? He's going to re-raise out of the first straddle. It's going to be at least 3 something. 37, 3.4. Okay, 3.4 is what he's going to 3-bet back here to Bart. We could have ourselves a huge pot here. Don't expect Bart's folding. Just a matter of, would he go to 5 at this point? And we're going to go heads up here. Before we even see a flop, we've got 7.2K in the middle here on the Felt of Dreams, Palm Social, Austin, Texas. This is live at the Palms. Let's go heads up. Oh, we got a flush draw here for Pierre. Overpair for Bart. Practically a coin flip at this point. Could expect Bart could have anything from 9s, 10s, jacks. Maybe potentially ace-king. He's going to go down here to 2.3K. Bart certainly not going anywhere. It's just about a fourth, just under a 4-size pot. So 2.3, Bart. Now going to make the call as this pot swells up to 11,800. Try to fade an ace or a diamond. But could be fearing aces or kings as well. The 8 pairs up on the end. Excuse me, on the turn card. Bart checking. Let's see if Pierre decides to check behind or continue blasting. This does not look like a man is interested in checking here. $3.7 now for Pierre. Now, if you're Bart Hanson, do you fear kings? Do you fear aces? There's a potential, maybe jacks full could be there, but Bart's been at this a long time. He's seen these situations enough to know that, holy moly, we have got a big one developing. Now to $19,200. Bart trying to fade an ace or a diamond on the end. And it is going to be a 10. Bart fades the draw. Pierre is probably going to have to push to maybe even make Bart think about folding here. And he may have to do so. $19,200 pot here as Pierre gets checked out. The 4-better pre-flop. On flop 2.2, and we'll knuckle it back in hopes of ace high being good, and that is a winner for Bart Hanson of CrushLivePoker.